Why Socrates hated democracy, and was right in introduction, the man who questioned everything. Imagine a society where the loudest voices, not the wisest, make the decisions. Where popularity trumps truth, and emotion overrides reason. This was Athens in the 5th century BCE, the world's first democracy. And one man saw its fatal flaw: Socrates. Socrates didn't just dislike democracy, he believed it was a dangerous system that inevitably led to tyranny. And shockingly, he was right. His warnings echo today in ways that might make you rethink everything you've been taught about rule by the people. So why did Socrates despise democracy? And how did his predictions play out in history, and in our modern world? 1. Socrates' critique: democracy as ruled by the ignorant. Socrates didn't trust democracy because he saw it as government by amateurs. The ship of state analogy. Plato's Republic, Socrates asks, would you let a random passenger navigate a ship in a storm? Of course not, you'd want an expert captain. Yet in democracy, anyone can steer the state, regardless of wisdom or skill. Democracy assumes that every opinion is equal, but Socrates argued that governing requires expertise. Just as you wouldn't let an untrained person perform surgery, you shouldn't let uninformed voters decide complex policies. The danger of demagogues. Socrates warned that democracy breeds manipulative leaders who appeal to emotions rather than reason. These demagogues tell people what they want to hear, not what they need to hear. Historical example: in ancient Athens, the demagogue Cleon rose to power by stoking fear and anger, leading to disastrous wars. Modern parallel: think of politicians who win votes through charisma, slogans, or fear-mongering, not through wisdom or competence. Socrates feared that democracy rewards persuasion over truth, leading to disastrous decisions. 2. Democracy leads to tyranny. Socrates didn't just criticize democracy, he predicted its collapse. His student Plato later described democracy's fatal flaw: it inevitably descends into tyranny. How democracy self-destructs. Excessive freedom, chaos. Democracy allows unlimited freedom, but without restraint, society becomes unruly. People demand more rights without responsibility. Laws weaken as individuals prioritize personal desires over the common good. The rise of a savior: when chaos grows, people beg for order. A strongman emerges, promising to fix everything. The crowd, desperate for stability, hands him power. Tyranny takes over, the savior becomes a dictator. Freedoms are stripped away for safety. Democracy dies. Historical proof: Athens' downfall. Socrates watched as Athens, after years of democratic rule, fell into chaos, war losses, political infighting. The people eventually supported the 30 tyrants, a brutal oligarchy. Even after restoring democracy, Athens never regained its former glory. Modern examples: Weimar Germany, 1919 to 1933, a fragile democracy collapsed into Nazi rule. Venezuela, democratic elections led to Hugo Chavez, who then dismantled democracy. Socrates' warning: democracies don't die by invasion, they suicide by trusting the wrong leaders. 3. The death of Socrates: democracy killed the wisest man. Ironically, democracy executed Socrates. His trial exposed democracy's darkest flaw: mob rule. The trial of Socrates, 399 BCE. He was accused of corrupting the youth and disbelieving the gods. 500 randomly selected jurors, average citizens, voted on his fate. Socrates refused to beg for mercy or flatter the crowd. Result: he was sentenced to death by drinking hemlock. Why this proves his point? The people voted based on emotion, not truth. They punished him for making them think. A wise man was killed because democracy feared philosophy. This wasn't justice, it was the tyranny of the majority. 4. Was Socrates right? Modern democracy's failures. Fast forward to today. Does Socrates' critique still hold? Absolutely. Problem 1, the ignorant voters. Studies show most voters are shockingly uninformed. Many vote based on party loyalty, emotions, or misinformation. Should someone who knows nothing about economics decide economic policy? Problem 2, short-term thinking. Politicians focus on winning the next election, not long-term good. Example: national debt, climate change, issues ignored for immediate popularity. Problem 3, social media and demagoguery. Modern demagogues use clickbait, outrage, and fake news to manipulate voters. Reasoned debate is drowned out by viral slogans and tribalism. The rise of populist tyrants. From Hitler to Hugo Chavez, history shows democracy can elect its own destroyers. Even in stable democracies, populist leaders erode institutions for power. Socrates' warning. Democracy without wisdom is suicide. 5. What's the alternative? If democracy is flawed, what's better? Socrates and Plato suggested rule by the wise, philosopher kings. Leaders should be trained experts, not popularity contest winners. Think technocracy, rule by experts, or meritocracy, rule by the most capable. Modern versions. Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew combined democracy with elite governance, leading to prosperity. China's meritocratic system, leaders rise through competence, not elections. But is this realistic? Or just another form of tyranny? Conclusion: should we abandon democracy? Socrates didn't hate freedom, he hated mindless rule by the masses. His solution: educate the people. Democracy can work, if voters are wise. But if citizens are ignorant, democracy becomes mob rule. Final question: are we repeating Athens' mistakes? Are we voting based on reason or emotion? Are we choosing leaders wisely, or falling for demagogues? Will our democracy survive, or will it collapse, just as Socrates predicted? The fate of democracy depends not on the system, but on us. Call to action. What do you think? Is democracy doomed? Or can we fix it? Drop your thoughts below, and if you found this eye-opening, smash that like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing philosophy. Because the unexamined democracy is not worth having.